Yes, we're there with you. Things and Times, we're there upon reflection. And we're going on a eulogy because we're there Africa. Okay.
We sing of beads and we sing with beads. These are words of our mother, our dearly departed. You see, beads are the zizi of our joyous trails, the ziz of life when all else fails. Beads are zani, zesty, zingi, the greatest zaku, a grief zapper. Speak to me of beads, Grandma. Speak to me. Talk to me. Nana, talk to me. And these are the words, dear words of our dearly departed Mama. It's rather unfortunate that death, the unknown yet all-knowing to itself, visited you in your home. The guest, never invited, but comes and takes away, dissolving the hearts of everyone like turpentine. And then all we hear is, oh, take heart, be bear fine. Death. It comes in various shapes, forms, and styles. Serving humanity with no form to fill before it kills, master of its own skill. Oh, death. Who are we to question death? You see, before your demise, before exiting, Mama, you actually celebrated your birthday before your death day in the very same year. And to me, it was your best day. Because looking at the trails you've blazed over times and the lives you've touched up until now, Mama, you never failed. If we want to talk of the Mama Africa of today, we will mention your name. So remember, I can hear the voice of Awuno saying and welcoming you. Miawezon lo ata edu. Then I can hear the voices of Atukwe saying, Mama. Then he couldn't speak anymore. Not because they are not welcoming you into a space where the African warriors are now enjoying looking back to see the young ones who are having your words and works igniting a fire in them to fight. Because the war is never over. You fought. You were a warrior, Mama. You fought. And you still kept fighting. So when you meet Efwa, Awuno, Atukwe, and all African warriors, tell them that the fight is still on.
What is this? What is it that I do? I need to do something.
We sing of beads and we sing with beads. These are words of our mother, our dearly departed. You see, beads are the zizi of our joyous trails, the ziz of life when all else fails. Beads are zani, zesty, zingi, the greatest zaku, a grief zapper. Speak to me of beads, Grandma. Speak to me. Talk to me. Nana, talk to me. And these are the words, dear words of our dearly departed Mama. It's rather unfortunate that death, The unknown, yet all-knowing to itself, visited you in your home. The guest, never invited, but comes and takes away, dissolving the hearts of everyone like turpentine. And then all we hear is, oh, take heart, be fine. Death. It comes in various shapes, forms, and styles. Serving humanity with no form to fill before it kills, master of its own skill. Oh, death. Who are we to question death? You see, before your demise, before exiting, Mama, you actually celebrated your birthday before your death day in the very same year. And to me, it was your best day. Because looking at the trails you've blazed over times and the lives you've touched up until now, Mama, you never failed. If we want to talk of the Mama Africa of today, we will mention your name. So remember, I can hear the voice of Awuno saying and welcoming you. Miawezon lo ata edu. Then I can hear the voices of Atukwe saying, Mama. Then he couldn't speak anymore. Not because they are not welcoming you into a space where the African warriors are now enjoying looking back to see the young ones who are having your words and works igniting the fire in them to fight. Because the war is never over. You fought. You were a warrior, Mama. You fought. And you still kept fighting. So when you meet Efwa, Awuno, Atukwe, and all African warriors, tell them that the fight is still on. And their words are not dying because we're continuing where you all stopped. We are the youth. We are the vibrant ones who would undaringly and selflessly, diligently carry on your selfless works. For your words and works have ignited a superpower in us. We will not fail this generation, Mama. All I say to media houses in Ghana is today, you had an inspiring, striking, super amazing interview talking about Africa and how the exploitations are still going on, the manipulation, the Western things that are going on within that is actually taking our beauty and our dignity. So we are not living the African way. I wish on your death day, the attentive band will not only blow, they will not only tell of the stories you've written, they will show this very thing so that the young ones will pick the fire from you. It wouldn't only be read. It will be heard in your own voice, for Mama, you are a true warrior. If we want to speak of the African Mama, the Mother Africa of today, we'll always remember to speak of you. Death once again swept you away. But with respect to how long that man is expected to live, to us, it is a life well lived. So we will not mourn for long. We will rather gladden our hearts and press on. And I can assure you that just as you celebrated your birthday before your death day, and to me it's your best day, we'll always make every day the best in Africa, because it is time and will materialize your words. Rest in perfect peace, Mama Africa of our time. Damri Fadi. Thank you.
Sweet
Greetings, we're there with you. Things and Times, Cultural Expression, yes, and we're there upon reflection. So, we are salute with Mama, and we are saying a eulogy, yes, and we are connecting our souls to the motherland called Al-Kubaland, Africa. So we're going straight into the classroom now, and we are say this one here. Well, us in an insana lefikos, in a ladina nabino will have no salihat, watawaso bil haki, watawaso bil sub. So we say by the token of time through the ages, man is lost. So we'll take a leaf and explain that to all of us. Very important. So classroom, get your pen and paper, connect a friend, see? Greetings.
And the imagery that I want to share with you is one that will help you understand the larger concept of Surah Al-Asr. Imagine with me that you are drowning. that you're drowning. And you are unconscious. Two things. You're drowning and you're unconscious. Do you have a lot of time? If you're drowning and you're unconscious, do you have a lot of time? No, you don't have a lot of time. Which means your time is running out. And you know in Arabic, what word is used for when time is running out? The word for that is al-asr. And asr literally means time that is running out. It's the last part of the day when the day is running out. It's time of asr prayer. Okay, asr literally comes from asir, juice that is squeezed out, time that's being squeezed out of your hands. You know, asr al-thawba even it's used. That you take a cloth that is drenched in water, and when you squish it like this, all the water comes out. Asr as a verb is used like that, right? To squeeze it out. So Allah talks about this time. You're drowning, you're unconscious, your time's running out. What's the first thing you need to do to be able to survive if you're in that position? If you hope to survive, what's the first thing you're going to need? What do you think? Wake up. That's the first thing you're going to need. If you're unconscious, then you're finished. The very first condition has to be you have to wake up. And even if you were in the most wonderful dream, and in your dream you were enjoying the greatest success, you're driving a Ferrari down, they have these car commercials with the hills and the highways on the side, the water on the other side, right? You're in one of those cars, the top's been dropped off, and you're just cruising along the highway, enjoying life. That's your dream. But when you wake up, what do you realize? You're drowning. You're underwater. That's the first condition. You have to wake up. Once you do wake up, you say, oh man, this is a nasty reality, and I was enjoying such a good dream. I should go back to sleep. If you do that, what kind of person would you be? Insane. You'd be insane. Or someone at least who has no courage to accept reality. Because they found reality to be very difficult, they decided they're going to put themselves back to sleep even though they woke up. Does this person, if he drowned, can he blame anybody else? The one who woke up and went back to sleep? You think? Someone who never woke up, maybe, right? But the one who woke up said, this is not good. And they went back to sleep. They have no one to blame but who? Themselves. They have no one to blame but themselves. Now, let's imagine that they did wake up. What do you have to do next? Oh, it's pretty bad, I'm drowning. Even if you don't know how to swim, will you not use every muscle in your body to make certain kinds of motions to go towards the surface? Wouldn't you do that? And you will make certain kinds of motions that make you go further down, and certain kinds of motions that will make you go up. And once you discover which ones help you go up, you will only do those, right? You will do those. In other words, the first thing was you have to wake up. The second was you have to swim. You have to do something to try to get to the surface. When you got to the surface, you gasped for air and you got pulled back down. You got pulled back down. And you know who you got pulled back down? You won't believe this. There's a chain around your foot, and your relative, your cousin, is sleeping, and he dragged you down. And now you're drowning because of your sleeping cousin. What do you have to do now? You got to wake him up. And you're not even waking him up because you want to save him. Who are you waking him up for? Maybe you want to save him. Maybe you don't even like your cousin. I don't know, right? But what's the point? The point is you're trying to wake him up because if you don't wake him up, who's also going to drown? You yourself. So you wake him up, and he says, man, I was driving a Ferrari, you woke me up for no reason, I'm going back to sleep. Forget you. Can you just say, okay, well, I didn't like you anyway, suit yourself? Can't do that. If he goes to sleep again, what are you going to do? No, man, wake up, let's go, we can't give up. You can't not accept reality. And you have to keep trying to wake him up until he finally says, okay, fine, what do we do? He says, you say to him, let's swim together. Both of you come up together. The third time, you both get pulled down by your grandmother, by your aunt, by your neighbor, by your son, by your daughter. Does the process continue? The process continue? There's a 4-part process to this people surviving. The first was they had to wake up themselves. Then they had to try to swim. Then they had to tell other people that they're tied to, this is the truth. Let's go. And even if they got tired and one of them said, man, I can't do this anymore. We've been doing this now over and over again. I don't know if I can do it anymore. And the other one says, no, we are all going to survive together. You have to do this. Come on, let's go. Keep going. You ever seen those kinds of movies where they're trying to escape from some army and one of them gets tired and says, I can't run anymore. And what do the others do? Come on, let's go. We can do this, And they get him to run anyway, even though he thinks he can't run anymore. They work with each other because Their survival depends on each other. They work together desperately. What does Allah say at the end of this surah? First He says, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي Wal asr, first of all, time's running out. Then He says, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ. I'll translate it, human beings are drowned in loss. You see the parallel? Human beings are drowned in loss. What's the exception? إِلَّا الَّذِينَ Those who believed. Believed what? Allah didn't say آمنوا بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله واليوم الآخر والقدر خيره وشره من الله تعالى والبعث بعد. Nothing. He didn't mention anything. Even though all of those things are included. According to the siyaq of the surah, the context of the surah, what is the first thing these people have to believe? That they're in loss. That they're drowning. And if they do come to believe that, and they correct their iman, what's necessarily going to happen? They're going to swim and move upwards. How does Allah describe this action? وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. They do good things. They do things that help reconcile the situation. By the way, salih is an adjective here, salihat, jama' mu'annath salim, which is literally means that which corrects something. Something was wrong and it corrects it. So they do actions that correct the situation. Literally like the guy trying to swim. But because they were tied to other people, what else did they have to do? وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ. They had to tell the other the truth. And it's not even أخبروا عن they told them about the truth. No. You have to wake him up and let's go, we have to go. No matter, and over again. Tawasi even has takrar in it. It has repetition. Over and over again they said, this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth. You know why? Because the people you're trying to save, even if you wake them up temporarily for 20 minutes, 30 minutes during a khutbah, guess what happens when the khutbah is done? They go back to sleep. They start drowning again. So what do you have to do? You have to go and wake them up again. Then they get sleepy again. Then you got to wake them up again. This is tawasi bil haqq. And you might get tired of doing it. You might become impatient. So Allah also adds, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. You got to keep doing it. Sabr means consistency, constancy, perseverance, patience. You got to remain on point. You got to keep doing this. Because your survival depends on it. In the end, if you do all of these things but you have no patience, and you give up, you drown too. So even if you had iman, and you had good deeds, and you told people about the truth, but you didn't have sabr, you still drown. So how many conditions do you have to fulfill to survive? All four. All four conditions are required. They're critical and they're necessary. Which is why there's a wa in between them. You see the logical progression from iman to amil salihat, to tawasaw bil haqq, to tawasaw bil sabr, beautifully articulated in this surah.
Yes. I apologize. I did not rehearse this, so I should have really checked. So apologies for the screening. Well lost by the time. So we want to go to the bees. We are still in the classroom. We want people to understand that Al-Islam is not a cult. You will never, ever get that. You know what I mean? Mischief makers on the YouTube and them places may say things, but Al-Islam, the Quran, no chance. Right? So we just want people to see the significance. Now, that surah is 1000%, if there's such, accurate in relation to how all of us, every human being and animals, everything in creation abides by. But we, the human beings, we have to learn and know something about patience, and we have to understand time. You cannot manage time. You can't touch time, but we must make use, proper use, efficient use of time. Now you say, "Whoa, that sounds very contradictory." Think about it yourselves. See? So we are going to the bees into the classroom. Tell a friend. Get your paper out, get your pen, make some notes. When you review it, you can see if what you see the first time is relevant to how you did feel the second time. So it's all about understanding and appreciation. Come again.
Bees are
very
fascinating
serious
creatures,
information.
which is why in the
This is
Quran,
Quran, this is
a whole
Muslims,
chapter
this
is
is
dedicated to
Al-Islam.
the bee,
It's our life.
called An-Nahl. This literally translates to the bee, and it describes the bee's way of life and how
Everything we bring
Muslims
is very
should be more
serious.
like
I
them.
don't mean this one
The Quran
particularly
says
and not
Allah
the others.
inspired the bee, which indicates a level of intense divinity, as this word usually depicts God's communication with holy chosen people. This is what makes the bee stand out as an important creature. The Quran also describes aspects and miracles about the bees that were confirmed by scientists centuries later. Specifically, the numbers 16, 68, 69. Bees are specifically made up of either 16 pairs of chromosomes, in the case of the queen bee, or 16 single chromosomes, in the case of drones. The chapter of the bee is the 16th of the Quran. And your Lord revealed to the bees, take for yourself among the mountains houses, and among the trees in that which they construct. Then eat from all the fruits and follow the ways of your Lord laid down for you. There emerges from their bellies a drink, varying in colors, in which there is healing for people. Indeed, that is a sign for people who give thought. In the first part of the verse, Allah commands the bee to choose a place as its home. This phenomenon is actually observed in nature today. The female bees, both the queen and workers, are the heart of the hive. They are responsible for finding and building the hive. The second part of the verse talks about the process of making honey and its benefits. The bee collects the nectar and pollen from different flowers and create the honey in its body. They then regurgitate the honey into the wax cells they make. There are different types of food that come from honey, and it comes in a variety of colors. This bee food can range from regular light brown honey to a deeper dark color to a very light white hue. In reality, our hive is our home, and our colony is our family. No matter what your role is in the house, each member has a valuable contribution to ensure the success of everyday endeavors. In Islam, the ultimate goal of a typical Muslim family is to achieve Allah's promise of eternal paradise. If every member of the family acts accordingly to his or her role, you can reach anything your heart desires. When talking about medical benefits, honey is known to be a natural healing supplement. This has been documented in various scriptures dating back centuries ago. Many cultures use honey to treat internal and external ailments, such as ulcers, wounds, and other diseases as well. Lessons that Muslims can learn from honeybees. Bees teach us how to thrive by obeying one God, Allah. In the verse, indeed in that is a sign for a people who give thought, Allah speaks directly to the bees. His command for them to build their homes and make their honey was followed, and mankind is able to reap the benefits of the sweet, healing honey. Allah is said to have conveniently placed honeybees on earth to be of service to us, such simple creatures, yet quite obedient. This is how Allah wanted His followers to be. Another way to see this is how bees pledge their loyalty to their queen. Once they're a part of a certain hive and colony, they dedicate their lives to improving the colony itself. Drone bees go as far as to willingly sacrifice their lives for the benefit of the colony. An obedient Muslim must be able to follow the foundation set forth by Allah and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to achieve eternity in paradise. By following Allah's word and doing good, we are promised eternal life with Him. There is thus a clear argument in this that the exactitude in skill and ingenuity is not due to the bee, but due to the omnipotence of Him, who has created it on such pattern and appointed it to the service of mankind. Bees teach us how to be pure. Bees only collect the nectar of fresh flowers. that have not been touched by other bees, depicting honesty and loyalty. This also makes the nectar they get purer, since it's from an untouched source. This purity is guaranteed by Allah Himself, and it is a Muslim's duty to be loyal and honest as well. We observe how easy it is for younger Muslims to let go of their purity sometimes, especially among the younger generations, and commit haram, since it is much easier to live this way, or because they want to get accepted in certain communities. This is not the way of Allah. It is through halal means that they are able to keep the sources of our blessings, as well as themselves, pure in their eyes. To cite an example, let's say a Muslim person owns a restaurant. Even though they know serving alcohol is haram, they still do it because it brings them more profit to their business or in gaining more customers. If you follow the halal teachings of Allah, you would know that there is no greater reward than the promise of paradise. It can never be replaced with any form of riches you may receive in the mortal world. As humans, we are quite flawed, and we will find ways to make excuses. It is best to keep in mind that excuses will get you nowhere. And there is no blessing from haram that no amount of prayer can make up for it unless you're willing to change. If you take the bees as an example, they never collect nectar belonging to other bees, even though it's easier for them, and the reward that it's pure and their colony remains strong. Bees teach us to stay strong as a community. Most bee species live in colonies, and they would need the participation of each and every member to stay alive and to be a well-functioning strong hive. Female worker bees take the time every day to go out of the hive and find food. By the time they get back to the hive, instead of placing the collected nectar in the individual cell themselves, they choose to pass the nectar by regurgitating it to their co-worker. This process goes on until the nectar turns into honey and reaches the cell of the honeycomb. They then fan it with their wings until it becomes stickier. By the time it is ready, they seal the cell with a wax lid to keep it clean. The bee colony always works as a team, and each member is given a role. Another example of how bees work together as a team is during winter time. In order for the hive to stay warm, they start clumping together and constantly moving in order to create heat. This heat keeps the queen warm, which keeps the hive livable during the harsh weather. Allah taught bees how to dance in order to show fellow bees the location of the flowers in order for them to follow them. A single beehive can have thousands of bees, all working together to provide food, shelter, and protection to their queen and the rest of the colony. They travel over 50,000 miles and visit thousands of flowers just to make a jar of honey. In retrospect, a honeybee can't exist on its own at all, just like people. They would need to be with other bees and follow their roles in order to thrive. Just like us Muslims, we need to be able to take responsibility and work well with other people in our community to live in harmony, make our community stronger, and have a positive impact on the society we live. People nowadays are constantly in pursuit of wealth, which can make them very selfish sometimes. We see this every day. How large companies exploit lowly employees, how siblings enter rivalry with one another over inheritance, and how politicians are consumed by greed. Bees live in a symbolic relationship with plants too. Even though they take nectar from there, they pollinate the plants in return. This allows the plant species to thrive. Muslims must always resist these actions and refrain from being selfish, influenced by negative ideals, and learn to share their blessings, look out for each other, and be helpful to fellow believers when needed. This doesn't specifically mean to be completely selfish, but it is essential to treat everyone around you with kindness and be considerate of others and whatever you do. It doesn't take much to just be a good person. After all, as Muslims, we must always behave as role models to other people. Conclusion. Bees are one of the most magnificent creatures created by Allah ever to grace our earth, and that we Muslims can learn a lot from them. As simple as the bee may look, they have a great system and structure that have a great influence put on them by Allah. The goal for us Muslims is to reach the promised paradise, and by following the way of the bee, we will be able to attain this goal.
Al-Islam, I tell you, the bees. So you see now, we are work with our perspective on an aim to make those who are tuning in and do share this link what Al-Islam is from Al-Quran. See? So that way, people who come with mythology and various other conversations, it will not compute. It will not, because you get to see and hear Al-Islam. You understand? And it's about human beings, humanity, living and striving and seeking excellence in life. So now we're going to finish off now. We'll drop a couple rhythm and we're gone. So listen, and listen carefully, because this is a political announcement. Okay, give thanks and share my things. Share the things we have put out.
And the good Lord said,
Bimbo, where you sister? Yeah, my Kakusha Johnny Osborne, long time veteran.
and the good Lord said, love thy brother than thyself, and everything will be made possible unto you, because he can surely turn the tide. He can push the tempest by.
Yo, when you must follow me, you know, may I tell you, when it come to the music, follow me, man. Sure.
And the good Lord said, love thy brother than thyself, and everything will be made possible unto you, because he can surely turn the tide. He can push the tempest by. It's he who gave the robin the red breast. He gave a nightingale a song.
How we you call music, how we you call selection, what you call lyrics. Listen. And right now we'll go straight up in the Parliament House there, you know. We'll go Government House. Listen good. Yeah! Stand study, man. You learn something from me every time. Come. Classroom principles. I wanna go do when me run gone. Come! I tell you, too sensible. Mr. Johnny Crucial Osborne. Yeah!
The mothers are crying, the children are crying too. So stop all your talking and do what you got to do. The children are
See, and you talk about what? Reggae. Hey, yo, the man, they don't have no sense, you know. Me, I tell you no. Trust me. Them run after people money for change the culture of the music and make Rasta look like them last them path because them are work with the people them who are bringing new things on the earth. Yo, we there for deal with you, you know. Oh, gosh, man. Listen, schoolyard. We only cut that one there through the political man, them must send gunman for shoot I down. Watch it! Righteousness! Where's the Marcia? Don't get them that cut there. Oh gosh, man. Marcia work with me now. Oh gosh, man. Crucial Sugar Minor and a group called what? The African Brothers. Come! Settle, master, settle. Listen. See, a man them can't work with me. Man them out there play all kind of something and them know so that we are struggle and we need to get somewhere. We need to do things for ourselves and organize yourself. The man them not read. The man them not reading. The man are run down blood dunza. Man them have to take new friends that don't look like us. You see? Yes, the man make new friends that don't look like us and everything. And then the capitalism are inter. Yeah? And that confuse the understanding and the rights and the rights of those who call themselves Rasta who are follow this thing, you know, as in the music and the culture and I project it. See? So you need to lock yourself up in your yard and stop trying to project something because you're becoming a capitalist. You see? You just want money and some form of fame or foolishness. Listen good. And everybody need to eat a food, you know. But weren't we eating before? Righteousness stands even in an adultery go down in flames. Now I tell you. Roots, naughty roots.
We live in a world of sorrow.
Tell them.
Just wishing for a better tomorrow.
Oh, you mean?
The pains and the strains we bear that seems to get worse each year.
Settle.
It's a fight, it's a battle for survival.
Oh, you mean?
So let's fight and fight. Never.
You understand me? I tell you, man, we're too deep boat here now. I tell you, people get frightened when them listen to what we are deal with. Come! Yeah, salad poor version. We can't do that. Yeah, we are dealing with something and we need to go away. We need to leave. We need to leave. So we are sending this one special request internationally. Special request internationally. And all the dreadlocks them about the place. One of them call themselves Naya Bingi. One of them call themselves Church of Israel. One of them call themselves Bubba Jed. One call themselves Congo Jed. You understand? And the righteous natty Jed, Congo Jed. Listen. I'm telling you, man, great man called Winston Riley. Great. May I not tell you, say, great. grateful. You think say me never know about you, man. Come on, come.
The people, the people, the people, the people. Yes, the people are fighting. Stop your fussing and fighting, my brethren.
Some people don't know how to communicate, you know. Some people them just keep looking for something. Keep looking for something. Yeah? And then spend them time just to look for something because them want criticize something. And the very thing that them not criticize and then look at is the very thing that I kill them. It spiritually kill them. It is removing us from ourselves. And it will lead we into a trap that by the time we try to figure it out, it come like a maze and you can't get out because human beings are not attracted to some smell like the rodents them put the cheese at the end of the maze. And the rat just come boom boom or the mouse and come out, you know. But we human beings, charate it. Yo, we finish up in there and then we finish up in skull and bones. See? Can't find a way out. And the people them have with ancestors, them with great grandparents, them that followed their thing. That followed their thing and not try to find out them name and try to get back home. Because there's a lot of us domicile like that, you know. True no fault to them own. But they weren't persistent. Not consistent, you know, persistent. And then finish up with Jesus as their Lord and Savior and all that something there. And then two them start learn to read or them listen to the people them more and more. Because them go there too regular. You hear that? Too regular. And them tell them, say, I got that. Now they're onto another level of ignorance. Another level. And here we come now in the 21st century. And we have their great grandchildren them. I deal with the same madness. And still I check out other things. When they check it, they try to find criticism in it. And the thing that them deal with, them know and examine that. So I'm not show Islam from the Quran. I'm not show Islam from the talking. And I try convince people with me talking. You see? Because you can examine what I'm showing by reading the Quran yourselves. And then have to listen to some black supremacists that want to say that black man is God and black man needs to go to toilet. And if black man is God, how come black people on this earth is in the same predicament, which is a domicile bullshit? What kind of logic does that make? And the same person that try to tell us that black man is God, them people have to go toilet and this and that, and the person that them point out to is the same and the person dead. So what happened to your little sense in the little brain that we have? Use the left side of the brain, man. Use the left side of the brain where you question yourself and your soul, our souls will respond, which is God. But if you fight against it, you will still come up with your white supremacists and nothing. And then when you get yourself in a problem, you talk about white supremacy. And that is because you give all your time and effort and energy and your culture modality to such things. And the people them never beg you for boost them up, you know. They're thrilled to think that you can't sleep, you can't rest. There's not a day or second in time that you're not worshiping them. And they have a laugh. And every so often they put the young socialists and all these different peoples out there to see how we're going, how we're doing. And them get some foolish ones and put down, and they're out there going, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't understand why those Muslims, especially those black ones, they're going, and they oppose everything that is good. And y'all don't check it. You don't check it. They don't talk about the drugs. They don't talk about the knifing. They don't talk about the death. They don't talk about the young people not get the right form of education. They don't speak them things. They want to highlight what the system know is going to affect them. What is that? People who is not complying. And we're not being revolutionists and mash up the place, you know. We are spiritually not complying. When I not get it, I'm not too weak. And when I'm mind, listen good and listen very good. Every bar. If you don't want to listen to the lyric, jump around your house, man. Yeah. Man called Hugh Griffith, you understand? Yeah. Winston!
The people, the people, the people, the people. Yes, the people are fighting. Stop your fussing and fighting, my brethren and sisters. Hey, the people are fighting, fighting for nothing. Instead of fighting, let's do a thing and stop the killing and stealing.
Bibo, Mondale, we are dealing with man. Come here. Oh my gosh. Why, my son? Mix that one up. Mix it. Listen. Yeah. What a song, sweetie. Mix that one up. Settle the hips, master. Settle the hips. Yeah. You look so sweet and tender. Oh, gosh, man. Sprinkle that one, Blackie. Oh, gosh, man. Percussions, then whack out. Yeah. What a song, eh? Rub-a-dub! Let me tell you, man, mix the thing now. Give it an ounce of bass. And you know, I say, you have to be Bibo! On the way up and on the way down. When you find me in a good conversation, look at that. Progression. Set it. One more time. Settle them hips, master. Settle. Yeah. Sweet. Ouch. Where I say? Pull it back. Oh, gosh, man. Yeah. So sweet. On the way up and on the way down. You would catch me on the rebound and this your conversation. Progression and progressive people. Mix that one in. Come on, man. Yeah. Percussion sweet. Easy for the hips, master. Easy. Temptation too strong. Yeah. What a sound sweet me mama. Yeah. Bibo! Ghetto pass. Don't bother try come last. Yeah. Express yourself, Marcia. Watch the hips. Oh, shit. Yeah, you know, I saw reggae music must play, you know what I mean? Come again. Yo, Gallop Horse, you last. Come here. I always remember the great song called Sir Lord Power. Sir Lord Power. Iron Sound, Zion Sound.
What the nylon cloth you are doing on my shoulder, sir?
It's just like same Satino for going, so you know, sir. I man just come for beg you a little job, you know.
You can't do operating work, sir?
Why right now I can't operate, but I will cooperate with you. I will do anything you tell me.
Alright, I'm going to show you. See the bass button now. Forward the bass there, sir. You see, me show you the bass and you forward the guitar.
Well, why we not say that for me a chance?
Yeah, chance. Yeah, chance. Leave the shoulder, sir. Leave the shoulder. Just leave the shoulder, sir.
Right now, we still a beg you, know, sir.
Leave the shoulder, sir. Slide on with him. Lego down your old base.
You see it? No electronic gadget or gizmo can create the percussions. It's not possible. See it? So when we're going and fade away and going into them something, you know, we lose the spirit. We lose the spirit. We lose our connection. Oh, gosh. Gone.
A genie in
Marcia, we have to deal with. May I go away? May I go away?
a genie in a jar. A genie in a jar. A lover's got the power to do all things. Can make impossible seem so simple. The greatest thing of all is the way it makes you feel just like you're ready for planet Mars. I'll get your falling star if you want me to. I'll even build a planet just for two. Your wish is my command. I'll do anything you demand, just like a genie.
You know, Marcia say that me stir up and she have to respond. So hear this now, me stir you back.
Never walk on slander.
Acho, you should know better. So watch this now, Marcia. You know, see me love you, innit? Come. I want you for skank with me, you know. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get up. Pure footwork I work with, you know. Don't bother try to hold me. Footwork where I deal with. Cha! Come let me skank Marcia. See! Mighty Wailing Soul. Hear what Marcia say? Put up my dances. Them. No. Them day on holiday. Righteousness will stand.
You should have known better. People them a go walk and slander. You should have known better. People them a go spread propaganda. Rap walk too much losing class. Oh, no go down there.
Hey, you see the rhythm me play earlier than this one, the one before this one, yeah? That is the same rhythm, you know. The same sound, see? But that sound there was recorded, and the music was played at Cox and Dad, Studio One, you see? Now, this one, you know, much years later, you know, you understand? Much years following the first one, was recorded at Channel One, you understand? And engineered by a Chinese man. I tell you what this one. Mighty William Soul. And on him side, you have Errol Thompson. Yes, on him side. Watch it. Yeah! Reggae culture. You see the first one now, my father could have worked with that and my mother could have worked with that, you know. They work with this one here too, especially my mother. My mother has some great footwork, may I tell you. So you see now what now, this is what they call the teenager time, you see. That was my time. I just come in. You understand? We just take off the short pants them, and we get some long pants them and everything. And we get some shoe called Brooks and everything. You understand? So we just enter in, you know. in as young boy them. You understand? We just enter in. You understand? And the music just, yeah. So the first one now was my mother and father time. You see? But we still listen them, you know. But them it was a slower beat, you understand? Just coming out to the rock study and the blue beat and everything. But you see, this one, you know, this one here come now with the Chinese invasion and the technology, you know, a wider board and everything. Yes, a wider board, you understand? You see, like Sonics and Allen and Heath and, you know, they didn't go try them because a whole heap of money that, you know. You understand? And so on. Yeah, I tell you. Oh, gosh, man. I was involved. What? No, I was not involved. I was a student. I was a student of electronic engineer. Listen. I had Sly and Robbie, you know. Yeah? Them just forward on the scene, you know. A drummer and a bass player. Oh, gosh, man. Listen them. Yes, roll it, Sly, roll it.
You should have known better. People them a go walk and slander. You should have known better. People them a go spread propaganda. Rap walk too much losing.
So we have to leave this one here because we have to go and get ready for the prayer. So we have to say, Wailing Souls again. Same studio. Yeah. life. Come.
There comes a time in life when every man got to find his own land. Cause this was written by the master, by the master. But while the heathen praying, trying to keep my and I down, that now oh Jah, we can't get away, can't get away. So I've got to live very well, I'm living. Oh yeah, very well, I'm living. Forward I home, homeward I bound, homeward I bound. No more turning back, I say. I said I've got to leave this place. Oh yeah, every sound of the drum you hear, it's an African beat. Every sound of the drum you hear, it's an African beat. I'm leaving. No more turning back, I say. Very well, I'm leaving. Oh yeah, forward I home, homeward I bound, homeward I bound. No more turning back, forward I home. I said I've got to leave this place.
So we are say guidance, Sugar Minor and family. Hold on.
Give me what is mine, mine. Give me what is mine.
So don't forget that I think that I have forgotten social science. I have not forgotten social science. And have a look at the bees and apology for, well, ushery. I didn't check it and make sure that it fit the screen. But listen to it very good because it's the token of time through the ages. Man is in loss. Yes, all of us. Not black man alone, man. All of us. See it? And give thanks. You see it? Okay. So you know, say that you was in tune to her. Things in times. Reflection. We are stir up the soul with some beats, you know, some reggae music. You see? So we are going, because we are get ourselves ready for our worship and thing. So, and that's why we bossing, right? But what happened is, I never set my sound, right? So I had to go back. And the first intro to the program, you'll find that it was silence. It was no sound. So I had to start back the thing with some sound, with the output. That's where you try rush things because you just look and see what the timetable and everything is. You know what I mean? So Islam is a serious thing. So we say guidance, but don't think so that we just push the social science there, catch a little bit from reading something and gone. Nah, that now work here. You understand? Social science, I live that. Yes, I live that. You understand? And I know how to apply that, you know. Given the chance in any country or any community and everything, I can govern that. I can implement that. I can bring that to fruition. See? But there are people who think say you need all this type of money. Nah. You need dedicated minds that show themselves up and people can see. You understand? And we need to be consistent. Right? Reliable, punctual, consistent. You understand? You have good times, hard times, stressful times, cold times, very, very cold time, and medium time, and then time like today. And, you know, and so on, which the sun come out and everything. But no matter what, you just keep moving. You understand? Because it's to be consistent, you know? And let the people them say that we're reliable. You see? Because the resource is there. The human beings, we've got resources in abundance. You understand? So we just need to tap into all of that. And we have thousands upon thousands of pessimists. But we're not going to break them heart, but we will tear them apart. Why? Because eventually they will see progression. You see? And for some of them, it will stir them up. And for others, they will just get on track. You understand? Because that's how we are, people. See? So we say guidance, we're gone for real. Sugar, slice of the cake. Come out, Marcia. See?
Give me what is mine, mine. Give me what is mine. It's about time. Alright. Give me a slice of the cake. Yes, that I'm on help to bake. That's all I want. Just a slice of the cake. Man, that's all I will take. Every time I try a thing, and it seems like I'm about to win. You ready to eating just a drop but good. So eating just a drop but good. When time come for me to get my share, you ready to they never really treat I fear. No way, never really treat I fear. But any man we work, we get paid. And I hope you will see things my way. You hear me say, give me a slice of the cake. Yes, that I'm on help to bake. That's all I want, a slice of the cake. Man, that's all I will take. Give me what is mine, man. Give me what is mine. Give me what is mine, man. It's about time. Alright. Give me what is mine. Oh yes. Why won't you give me what is mine? Give me what is mine. Oh yeah. Someone him won't be dropped, boof. While the next man way down there in my drop tip.